Okay, so installing the xKey into the Phat. So this is when you use this SATA cable connector that comes with the xKey, this Molex cable, I guess well, pretty much all the important bits. So first thing you can probably do is grab the xKey, swing it around. Now there's two SATA connectors and two Molex. The top SATA is what connects to inside the Xbox 360, and the top Molex is the one that connects inside the Xbox 360. The bottom two, or the one on the side and the one down the bottom here, is what piggybacks back to your DVD drive. So we might as well insert them now. So you notice this might change again with different batches, but I guess just install them which ways is easier for you. We've found that it's a little bit kind of backwards, but this way is easier than this. Now on a SATA cable connector you can see it's kind of like an L shape, a long horizontal line and a little dip down the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera. So obviously if you try and put it in the wrong way, it's not going to work. So plug that in all the way, just bend that cable a little bit. Now Molex cable, the same as the SATA cable, doesn't really have polarity, doesn't matter which end you put in first, but the orientation of, see if I can zoom in a bit, the orientation does matter. That's the correct way there. If you do it this way, you see that little notch there, it's not right in the middle, it's kind of more to the top. So when you insert the Molex cable, if you try and push it, that little notch that's on the cable has to line up perfectly. So stick it in like that. You have to apply a bit of force. Just make sure that sometimes if it feels like it's not going in, then just kind of stop and then wriggle around a little bit maybe when you're inserting it. Because basically if you don't line it up perfectly, some of the cables can get pushed out, and the way to fix that I guess is to kind of use your nails and push them back in. Alright, so that's that hooked up. Now we're inserting it into the Xbox 360. So this is a zoomed in shot of the Xbox. So what you're going to do is the xKey goes right here. So the first thing you're going to do is connect the SATA cable connector. Just have a look at which way this goes, and then you can install it like so. So it's quite a tight fit here, they're almost touching, but it fits. And then we connect the Molex cable, which kind of swings around here. And as mentioned, just make sure the orientation is correct. And plug that in. Now, if you don't have a DVD drive in your console, I guess you can just leave it like that. That's pretty much it. I mean, the xKey, the slave board plugs in here, and then you plug that in. But of course, 99% of people want their DVD drive in their console, so let's go to that. So grab your DVD drive, which you should still have lying around, and it's easier to kind of leave it here and connect everything up and then push it in place than to push it in places that you don't have much room to kind of fiddle with your hands. So leave this here for now and grab this Molex cable. Again, you have to do the right orientation. It's very important. And then the SATA cable connector. This is a bit weird, but it kind of sits upside down. Alright, so that's all connected. Now we need to move the DVD drive into place. It's almost there. Alright, it's all into place. The xKey goes in kind of at an angle. Just push it in nicely like that. And just underneath this little flap here, I guess you can rip a tiny little bit off, is the cable that passes from the inside of the console to the outside. We got a nice bit of room there, but I guess you need to know which way to insert it, because this is the polarity again doesn't matter which end you stick in first, but the orientation does. The correct way, I believe, is this way, going in like that. You can stick your xKey out again if you want, and just poke your head down there and insert the cable, and then push it back in. So that's the xKey there, and now we move on to testing. So to turn it on, obviously you don't have the faceplate on, so what you have to do is press this button here. Probably not a good idea to use metal, just in case you touch something you're not meant to, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm an idiot. So put the console down gently, and basically what you're looking for here, it's booting up into its little menu there. Buttons are pressing. If you have the wrong firmware on your DVD drive, or you haven't put something in correctly, what you're going to get on your 360 when you look at the screen probably is an E64 error. If you've got that, stop, go back until you've done wrong with your firmware. Otherwise, plug in your hard drive into here, and I want you to do 2 tests. So I want you to load a game on your console and make sure it's working fine. If it boots up, you're all good. Trying to play an AB 2.5 game just in case you've done something wrong, just like some kind of old game. Then I guess turn your console off, and then turn it on by pressing the eject button. Tray will open, and the xKey should boot up into pass-through mode. Just give it a sec. Now you see there, pass through. If you want, you can insert a game in there, and then close the tray, and basically just kind of see if the game runs, just to make sure you've hooked everything up. If everything's working correctly, then it's time to close your console. And just when you have it in normal mode, and you want to load a game off the hard drive, the game needs to be in a folder called Games, and if it says something like tray closed, just press A on your controller to open up the tray to run the game.